I wrote this poem. Um, I I first wrote it in Spanish, which it's one of the very few all Spanish pieces that I've ever written. To me, Spanish is the language of my family. Um, and so when I was thinking about this topic, about this process of breastfeeding, um, I'm very close to my mom, and she breastfed all four of us. And so it was just kind of a given that whenever I would have my kids, I would ask for her advice and her support on how to do it successfully. Um, and so this is kind of, I would say, an homage to her and to the support that she has given me throughout my life. But in this specific case, specifically about breastfeeding and um, what it takes, because it is time consuming, it is draining, it is, it's intense. Even once you get good at it, whatever that means for any woman. But it is also ultimately so rewarding, and for me, and I found it very empowering. I've never prided myself on being a cook, on nourishing people in that way, but this kind of was it. Fortunately, it was a positive experience for me. I mean, I did it for 2.5 years, and I just would never take it back. It was just wonderful, absolutely just blissful. And I felt really connected to my son. It was wonderful. I wanted to show that because it is such an intense process, such an intense experience, that you really need to have somebody that you just completely and totally trust. In my case, that was my mom. That might not be the case for every woman, but I wanted to show just those generations, just like that handing down of knowledge and of, this is what I did with you, and now you can do this with your child. In my case, my son. It's really cool and very special to be able to know and to show that my mom did this with me, and now, because of her experience and her skills that she's passing along to me, I am able to do this with my son, and then in that way share that experience with my mom. Because even though she's 30 years older than me and she's lived way more life than I have, like, I'm starting to live through some of the stuff that she has already lived through. And so that's really special to be able to still share that with her. Um, yeah, I wanted the poem to reflect how much she impacted me, and how much she allowed me to be successful and was just there to support me in every possible way, whether it was the direct experience of breastfeeding and, like, fondling my breast to try to get the right angle to get my son's mouth to, be able to latch on properly, whether it was like squeezing super hard, like within the first 3 days to try to get those little drops of colostrum, which is different than the milk. It's what comes before the milk, and it's just really full of fat, because that's what the baby needs at that point. And or whether it was, I'm sitting on the couch, I've got the breastfeeding part down, so I'm doing that, but it's just taking so much time. She's in the kitchen washing my dishes for me. She's, cleaning up if there's any kind of mess, or just sitting with me and just enjoying and taking in the wonder and remembering her experiences with the four of us, and just like being mind blown by, this is my daughter, like, and now she's doing this, and just how incredible that is. Este poema lo escribí porque la experiencia que yo tuve de amamantar a mi hijo fue algo sumamente especial y la verdad no pudo haber sido así sin la ayuda de mi mamá. Eh, ella, ella y yo siempre hemos tenido una muy buena relación. Platicamos cada día, cada otro día, cuando no vivía cerca de ella, ahorita vivo cerca de ella y aunque estamos manteniendo distancia durante la pandemia, vamos, nos quedamos afuera y la saludamos y todavía tenemos esa convivencia con ella. El proceso de amamantar es algo tan íntimo que si alguien te va a ayudar a, a que tengas éxito y que puedas seguirlo haciendo consistentemente con tu hijo, tiene que ser una persona en la que tienes en la que tienes plena confianza. Y porque te están viendo en tus momentos más vulnerables, te están viendo tus senos, que para muchas personas es algo muy privado, y tienen que saber cómo explicarte, cómo enseñarte, ayudarte a entender qué es lo que está pasando, eh, saber qué tan seguido, saber poder eh, interpretar lo que te está diciendo tu bebé, cómo te lo está diciendo. Un llorido significa esto, un llorido significa que está cansado o que necesita comer o así. Es una experiencia tan íntima y me dio tanto gusto poderlo compartir con ella en el sentido de que ella me ayudó a mí a poder hacerlo bien y a que me sintiera cómoda, pero también poderlo compartir en el sentido de que ella ya lo ha hecho, ella ha vivido más vida que yo, pero ahora yo lo estoy haciendo y yo soy su hija y poder compartir en eso, o sea, unir nuestras generaciones de esa forma es algo muy especial.